Who'd have thunk there would be so much interesting stuff in the middle of nowhere? Hey, Wonderhussy here, camping out again in my favorite place, the middle of nowhere. That's right, it's a beautiful mid-March spring day down here in the far southern California desert. I'm headed down to the Salton Sea to shoot a bunch of videos. And well, I actually wanted to leave yesterday. Well, I did leave yesterday, but the weather was so crummy, really windy and cold, and there was even some rain that, well, I decided what I'll do is just drive about halfway there and then just find a place to hunker down for the night and then wait until the storm passed over and go the rest of the way in the morning. And guess what? It looks like my gamble paid off. I woke up this morning after a very blustery night to a perfectly beautiful, sunny, blue sky day in an absolutely gorgeous desert. You can see I'm basically just parked out in a field off the side of the highway. I just found a dirt road to go down and, well, set up my rig. And by set up, I mean basically park. I mean, it was so windy when I got here last night. I got here just as it was getting dark, and I really couldn't see very well. But hey, thanks to a website, I knew where I was going, what I did before I left my house. Since I knew I wanted a place to camp that was kind of 3-ish hours from Vegas, I went on one of my favorite websites, freecampsites.net, which is a user-generated database of places you can camp for free. Okay, users submit their various tips and locations like, hey, camped here, it was nice and quiet, there was good cell signal, not a lot of traffic, blah, blah, blah. I use that website all the time. If anyone from freecampsites.net is watching, I'm a huge fan, but your user interface is terrible. If you try to use the website on a mobile phone, well, it's rough, but I'm used to it and it's worth it because, gosh, I find all kinds of amazing places to camp, including this one. Some people had entered this, I think it's BLM land. I think there's some kind of weird little monument over there on the side that we'll go check out in a minute. But this was listed and the reviewers mentioned that it was quiet and peaceful and plenty of hard-packed flat areas to park on, and that there was cell signal, which are all things I look for in a good campsite. You know, as a woman, people ask me all the time, like, oh, don't you feel, unsafe parking out in the middle of nowhere and sleeping for the night? Well, no, because I can, look up other people who've stayed here and read their reviews. And, well, honestly, who's going to come out here in the middle of nowhere just to mess with some ninny in a 4Runner? Not very many people, especially not when it's as windy and nasty as it was last night. Anyway, like I said, I got here last night. It was almost dark, so I really couldn't see where I was going. I was just following the directions to what freecampsites.net said, and it kind of just led out into this desert with all these little dirt roads, and I could barely see because my headlights aren't even that bright, but I don't know, I noticed there was these weird rock formations. I thought, maybe that's like a campsite, and I'm not really sure what it is. It looks like there's a bunch of weird, almost like rock art in this area. You know what I mean? Like, somebody obviously went through the trouble to line these rocks up like this, and I can't imagine why. Doesn't look like there was ever any foundations of any houses out here, and these don't look like, intaglios or anything like they're meant to represent human forms. But, man, if I had more time, it looks like you could just go all over this desert, and there's all these weird, I don't know if this was meant to be like a road or a path or what. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you know what? I bet this says something. Look, these look like letters. Oh gosh, it's too windy to take out my drone, and honestly, I really need to get going. I'm meeting a friend down at the Salton Sea, so I can't mess with my drone. But maybe we can just hold the camera up real high and see what it says. Okay, what is this? Is that a 1? 15? Oh, 153. That's a 3, right? 1. Oh, maybe I'm looking at it upside down. I am. Look. Oh my gosh. Because look, it says west. Ah! I love the fact that I had no idea this was here last night. I just randomly pulled my car in. Okay, now I'm really interested to see what the rest of this mysterious message says. Okay, so assuming it goes left to right, we start at the wrong end. What does this say? B-E-S. Oh, Beston. Is that? Oh gosh, I don't know. T-I-N. Oh, 10th. That's a T-H. And then it looks like there's a bush. Oh man, these must be old because look how big that bush is growing up out of that. I think that's an E. So it ends in T-I-N-T-H-E, 10th. But what was this? An S? Stinth? Bestinth? Oh gosh. To me, that's what it looks like. B-E-S-T-I-N-T-H-E. Oh wait, I get it. Bestin. Best in the West. Best in the West. Well, I don't know if that's supposed to describe this campsite. It's pretty good. Sure, yeah, I'll take it. I just camped at a site that the desert itself claims to be the best in the West. You heard it here first, folks. And the rocks never lie. Man, I'm sure there was at least a few people watching me bumble through that going, "You idiot, it says best in the West." Anyway, there's just friggin' rock trails all over the place, and I can't tell if some of I think there's probably rocks spelling out other words too. I don't have time to sit here and read rock art all day, unfortunately. There's also a lot of really old tin cans and such around here, so I don't know what happened in this part of the desert, but I do know that there is this weird historical plaque that was at the beginning of the dirt road when I turned off the highway. So I'm gonna stop there and see if that explains anything. Okay, let's see what this plaque says. I noticed that it has an ECV written on it, which means it was placed here by Eclampus Vitus, aka the Clampers, which is kind of a historical preservation society / drinking club that doesn't allow women members. That's all I'll say about that. Well, according to the Clampers, this was the Rice Divisional Camp, Camp Rice Desert Training Center. Oh, okay. So it was a camp built to harden and train United States troops for service on the battlefields of World War II. Oh, okay, far out. So I guess this has something to do with that whole General Patton tank training division that they did down here in this part of the country. I also explored a site back in January in Bouse, Arizona that had some pretty interesting information about that. You can check that video if you want. But anyway, I can't spend any more time in this fascinating little patch of the desert, aka Camp Rice. I just noticed something else interesting. On the other side of the highway, there's a railroad track. It looks like people write their names in rocks. Oh gosh. I guess I'll try to get some footage of that as I drive by. Who'd have thunk there would be so much interesting stuff in the middle of nowhere? And when I say I'm in the middle of nowhere, I really am in the middle of nowhere. And well, that's the whole reason I'm shooting this video is I'm gonna go someplace next that will prove to you just how far in the middle of nowhere we really are. Well, except for that car. But as I drive over to that place, I guess I guess I'll shoot some footage of these rock names because why not? Okay, I'm not really gonna get out of the car to shoot this because it's really not that interesting. It's just a bunch of people wrote their names and looks like they used railroad ties, rocks, whatever they could find. Just along the side of that railroad bed. There's some guy named Rogers, Hertzen, Hagen. Golly. That's pretty cool, but it will never be able to compete with the best such rock art I ever saw, which was up along US 50, aka the loneliest road in America. Well, I did a series of videos last summer traveling that road, and just outside of Fallon, some patriots, God bless them, had used rocks right along the side of a railroad bed like that to write the entire preamble to the US Constitution. Check that video out if you're a patriot. golly, for being an extremely desolate, lonely stretch of desert highway, there sure is a lot of interesting stuff along this road. Okay, I didn't even know this was here, but according to Google Maps, this is the Rice shoe fence, which we'll go check out the actual shoe fence in a minute, but I just noticed this weird monument that I thought might bear checking out. I don't know, it looks like it is basically just a bunch of shoes. Apparently that's what people do out here. Come out and leave a shoe, and well, apparently leave their trash while they're at it. Okay, wow, there are a ton of shoes strung along this fence. It looks like there's some foundations in here. There used to be some buildings. Maybe there was a little motel here or something way back in the day. But that's all long gone, and well, all these shoes have taken its place. And my guess would be that this tree here, it looks like there used to be a big old tamarisk tree, and it might have been one of them old shoe trees. You know how you see people hang shoes up in the tree, like that one pair up there? But it looks like the tree got cut down and maybe people just started putting shoes on the fence instead. Huh, okay, this is one of them places where it's like, is this just a bunch of litter, or is this actually folk art? I mean, I suppose it's subjective, but gosh. I mean, I guess these shoes are too heavy to really just blow out into the desert, but at the same time, I don't know, is this really scenic? Hey, it got me to stop, and I was planning to just blaze on through to this other location I wanted to check out. But how could I pass by all this? I'm a sucker for this kind of, well, garbage. I mean, look at this. It's like a nice, sexy pinup shoe. You know, it ain't all New Balances over here. They got some high heels. Oh, look at this. It's an old lady biker boot. How about that? But yeah, it is for the most part just tennis shoes. I did see a couple like dirt bike boots. Oh, look at this cool Nike. Wow, that's actually pretty funky and fun. An old flip-flop. Some old Birkenstocks. Okay, well, before I roll on to the final place that I want to check out, it looks like there's something else up here that I better stop and look at. Okay, by gum, this is pretty remarkable. Okay, it looks like it used to be an old gas station that is long abandoned and only this little roof thingy and foundation is left. And so it's, well, it too is covered in shoes. Par for the course out in these parts. I guess we're in shoe country. Even this palm tree is covered in shoes at the base, and then it's covered in American flags up where all the fronds are. How about that? Oh, look, here's some, oh, well, there's a few things we need to look at here. Okay, first of all, Kelly Miller. Looks like he just passed away about a year ago, or he or she. Love you more, huh? Must have liked this part of the country. Here we go. If you need to have your HVAC tuned up, you can call these guys. And then finally, on a more serious note, this woman is missing. Age 37, Erica Lloyd. She's been missing for almost a year. Oh, from Walnut Creek. Oh, holy moly. That's not even funny, dude. I actually just read they just found her bones out in the desert, not far from here. Oh man, that's terrible. And I was actually born in Walnut Creek, little known fact. So, man, I'm really sorry for this poor woman. It's sad that her missing poster is still up. I wonder like how that works. Are you supposed to take that stuff down? Hi! Far out. One of my fans just recognized me. Anyway, yeah, really sad about this woman. I don't know what the etiquette is, so I'm just gonna go ahead and leave that missing persons poster up. But gosh, really, I'm so sorry, and if anyone from her family is watching, oh God, my thoughts are with you. Okay, before I head on to this, well, what I think is my final thing that I wanted to show you guys, it's a quick look around here. Lots of stickers that people have left. All kind of people have been here. Oh, look at this. So-and-so is my least favorite artist on YouTube. I'm pretty sure that didn't say Wonderhussy, so that's okay with me. Oh, look, there's even a bra flapping in the breeze up there. Man, it's still windy today, even though it's not nearly as windy as it was last night. There goes my viewer that recognized me. And incidentally, you might wonder, like, oh gosh, don't you feel unsafe wandering around the middle of nowhere desert and then like these random people come up to you and go, hey, Wonderhussy. Well, maybe I've just been lucky, but everyone who's done so has been nothing but nice. And hey, I actually just really enjoy it, so All right, well, golly, man, there are so many interesting dirt roads in this area. I'm definitely gonna have to come back and spend like a week just camping along this 1 mile stretch of this highway. But all that being said, I am on a mission. I'm on my way to the Salton Sea, and I gotta show you guys this one last thing before I go. Okay, this time I made it to what I was trying to show you all along without all these distractions, and that is, well, according to Google Maps, it's called the Rice Desert Signpost, and it's pretty aptly named, I'd say. Okay, here's what we're looking at. It's just a big old signpost at a very lonely crossroads. It says Iron Mountain Pump Plant is that-a-way. And then that's California Highway 62, which is truly one of the most loneliest highways I've ever been on. US 50 or no. It's funny because I was at this intersection once before at this signpost many years ago before I had a YouTube channel. I think I was coming back from Mexico. I don't know why I came this way because it's not the fastest way back from Mexico to my house, but I remember stopping here and thinking it was so neat and that these lonely desert road views were so cool, and oh gosh, I took a bunch of photos, but it was way before I had a YouTube channel, and ever since then I've been trying to figure out where this is so I could go back and make a video there. And for some reason it took me a while to figure it out, but I did, and we're here now, so let's take a closer look. Okay, I thought this was like one of them signs that says like Reykjavik 2,000 miles that way, and well, like this, Phoenix, Arizona, 228 miles, but it doesn't say which direction. There's no arrow. It's kind of weird. Havasu, again, there's no arrow. Huh, interesting. So it looks to me like it's, well here, this one is actually pointing. It's an arrow pointing 172 miles that-a-way to Ontario, California. I feel like that's east. And Ontario is that way, but oh, maybe I'm just all confused. Weird. Towns End is 152 miles that way. Wheeling, West Virginia. Well, there's no arrow pointing to that or a number of miles. And I'd actually be curious to know that. Oh, look, somebody put a ski way up there. Holy cow. Or is that a ski or a snowboard or a water ski? It's a water ski. Isn't that what that is? Let's see. Oh, yeah, look. Holy crike. Dang, man, there is some weird stuff on this signpost, but unfortunately, I don't know, it's not quite like I remembered it. You know how that goes, you go back to visit something that you visited years ago and, well, it never quite lives up to your memory. All I can say is I'm glad there was plenty of other interesting stuff in this area, because if this signpost was like the whole point of this video, well, I would have been pretty disappointed. And you might have been pretty bored. Anyway, it is still kind of interesting, if only for the simple fact that it's out here in the middle of nowhere where there really isn't a whole lot else going on. That's westbound. That's where I'm headed, to the Salton Sea. Down there to the south is where I did that Corn Springs video, the Chuckwalla Mountains. And then, of course, back that way is the way I came. That's where I camped and where all that other weird stuff was. But like I said, I'm kind of in a hurry. I'm going to the Salton Sea to meet my friend Scott to do a whole bunch of videos. So I'm going to get back in my rig and keep on a-cruising. And if you want to see what else I poke my nose into down around the Salton Sea, which as we all know is a fascinating area, well then by golly, you're just going to have to tune in next time. See you then!